everyone, welcome to Lights, Camera, Action. I'm Allison Howard and your host for tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking to two great actors who work in the Washington, D.C. area, and they are Luba Hansen and Paul H. Chapman. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you, Allison.
Thank you for having us.
So the best way to start these is always just to start at the beginning. How did you two get into acting?
You want to go first?
Oh, sure, I'll go first. I actually started acting when I was in college in the early 80s. And I had some theater background. I took a bunch of theater classes, some acting classes, lighting, set. It was a lot of fun for me. But then I was also going through ROTC at the time, so I went into the Army and just kind of let it go at that point, and had a family. And about actually October of 2012, when Disney bought Lucasfilm and decided they were going to make Star Wars movies, that was the time I determined that I wanted to be an actor and be in a Star Wars movie. I've been a Star Wars fan since day one. So that's how I started, and I'm just slowly working my way there.
Have you ever found yourself wanting to get into the other aspects of production? You said that you did stage design and things like that. Have you wanted to do that in film recently, or just focus on acting?
No, I just want to be an actor right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm focusing on. I've got a great coach from New York City, John Pallotta, and I've been training with him for over 18 months now. And the great thing about actually taking some classes is that being a fresh actor, if you get with a good coach, I was working steadily after about 2 months out of taking classes.
Wow. That
really
just goes
good.
to show how important an education is.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So Luba, how did you start?
I've been acting in high school and college. When I came to the United States from Russia at age 10, my parents, they took me to see the Hamlet at Shakespeare Theater.
Okay.
And I did not understand any English, especially Shakespearean, but I fell in love with their costumes.
Okay.
And the way they moved and spoke, I was just like, wow, I want to be like them. And so, because of my language barrier, I didn't start until I got to high school. And I did a few plays, and originally I went to East Carolina University to study theater. And then after 2 years, I transferred to Maryland and changed my degree to Russian studies.
Okay.
So that's how it all began. And then after college, that's when I officially started doing it full time.
Now, I've recently seen a lot of castings that have actually been geared more towards having a fluency in Russian. Have you?
I haven't.
You haven't? Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll have to get together and chat about that, because I think it would be so amazing to be able to speak a different language in a film. Would you ever want to?
Yes. It's and the thing is, like with my slight accent, it's very hard to do commercials, to get hired for commercials. A lot of the roles I get are playing the foreigner or Eastern European. So that's...
Actually, I know that they're starting up a web series, and they were looking for Russian speakers.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it on Dragonite. So
Okay.
I think maybe we'll
We'll
check
have
that
to
out
find it for you.
Yeah.
So that you can apply, because I think don't you think it would be amazing to be able to speak another language
yeah.
in a film or in a
yeah.
series? Do you speak another language at all by chance?
I know a little Huttese, and that's about it.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to write you a role that you can speak that. Speak in that then. So I know that the two of you are veterans when it comes to being on set and being an actor. Do you have any one experience that you've had recently, or just in your entire career on set, that has been the most enjoyable, or that has been specifically memorable for any particular reason, good or bad?
I did a show a couple years ago, a theater show called Angel on Nightmare in 2 acts, and I played a concentration camp victim, and that was the most challenging role I ever played, but I loved it because of the challenge, and that's that's the most memorable role I had, and I wish I could get more. My goal is to get more roles like that.
Yeah.
So it was
How did you
hard.
prepare for something like that? Did you do a lot of research or?
Tons of research. Online, I studied other actors who played similar roles, and I went on a diet because I was not, skinny enough for to be a
concentration camp victim. Yeah.
So that's I really felt really prepared for it,
Good.
and that's why I just loved it.
That's amazing.
Well, I was just stoked to meet Kevin Spacey on House of Cards last season.
How was that?
That was really neat. I got to be a featured extra when an episode when he comes into a hotel. I played the concierge, so I got to shake his hand and meet him. So he was really nice on set. And
That's
it was a lot of
great.
fun. That was great. Yeah.
Now Netflix, they're putting together all of these new shows. Are you a fan of the
House of Cards.
Yes.
And, yes.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is really changing the game with the way that
Yeah,
we're
they
even
are.
consuming these series. How do you feel about like how Netflix is putting out all 13 episodes at once, as opposed to having to like wait a week to watch a new episode? Are you guys a fan of that or?
Yes. Well, I have to get Netflix.
Okay.
So I'm definitely getting Netflix soon because, yeah, I can't wait each week
Right, to watch.
to watch a show, and I love watching shows. Each day I have a different show that I watch.
Yeah. What was it being a part of a show that's been nominated for that many Emmys?
It's really neat to be a part of that web series, and I'm hoping to get another part. I've had a couple auditions already for this season, so I'm hopeful.
Fingers crossed for
hopeful,
you. Yeah, that'd be great. Do you have any upcoming projects that you guys would want to talk about? Anything that's going to be happening soon that maybe we'll be able to see you guys in?
Well, right now I'm in pre-production for a feature film called Savor the Kill. I got a lead role. It's about 3 surly gentlemen who play this ancient board game. It's not a pretty movie, but right now we're in pre-production, so hopefully we'll start shooting in a couple months.
That'd be
And
great.
that's good. It's in the local Richmond area.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm doing a theater production for summer's one-act plays, and the first performance was yesterday, and we have a couple more next week.
Great.
So that's exciting.
That's
I
so
do it every
great.
summer.
That's wonderful. It sounds like you do like a lot of theater. Do you prefer theater, or do you like film, or both, or commercials? Do you
I
have a
prefer
preference?
theater,
Okay.
but I love film also because they're shows that I wish I could be on. So, but theater, there's something about theater that is just very unique, and it's something that you become part of a family, and then after a few weeks, it's done, and you're back at square one, and the family that you made move on.
Yeah.
And so you go on to the next show and you create a family, and then the same thing happens. And it's very unique, and yeah.
And also playing to a live audience and having things
Yes.
happen on stage that you may not necessarily anticipate happening, or forgetting lines. Has that ever
Yes.
happened to
Oh,
you?
yes. Yes, the shows, each night the show is never the same.
Right.
So,
Which is always exciting.
yes.
Now,
That's
you
true.
did theater in college.
Yes, I did some theater in college, and when I was in the Army, I also did some dinner theater. Did
Oh,
a couple
yes.
of musical shows.
You
and those were a
sing?
lot of fun. I do, actually.
I did not
Oh,
know
wow.
that.
Wow.
I wish I
Yeah.
could sing.
I was actually in a rock band in Norfolk a couple of years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, I came to that crossroads where I was trying to decide if I wanted to go into music and be in a band, or be in theater and do TV and films. But I'm the kind of person that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all out. I can't do this and that and do them both well.
Right.
So I went the theater thing.
Wow.
And, I'm sticking with television. I want to do feature films. That's where I'm headed.
So you haven't really delved into any sort of stage work recently, if you're focusing more on film. Now you've done it though in the past. Do you?
Yes.
But it seems like you do prefer film.
I do prefer film.
How come?
I like to go. I like to do different things. With film and TV, I can slate and I can do different projects in the same week almost. And I like being able to just go.
Right. Right.
So right now in my life, where I'm going, that's what I want to do. Maybe later, when I can't move around so much, I'll do some theater. But right now, I just want to get up and go.
Right. And it does offer you the flexibility of being able to be a part of a lot of different productions, whereas theater, you're constantly rehearsing.
Yes.
What is your rehearsing schedule like for this summer one-act play?
Usually it's 3 times a week during the night.
Okay.
And then once tech week comes in, it's every day till the show opens.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's
That's a big time commitment.
Yes.
Yeah, but you love it.
Yes.
Shouldn't do anything else then. Is there any type of role that you would love to play that you haven't had a chance to play yet?
A role.
Oh, that's easy.
Or a type of
me,
character?
I want to be the bad guy in Star Wars.
Oh, okay, that's right.
it,
You're
that's
such a
it.
big fan of Star Wars. So you want to play the bad guy?
I got the bad guy look. It appears that a lot of the roles that I'm getting lately is either a cop or detective or I don't like to use bad guy, the not nice guy.
Okay. The antagonist.
So, yeah, because the two TV shows we did, I played the not nice guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's okay though.
It's okay. Hey, I'm okay with that.
Right.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Everybody has the role that they
That's right.
get cast as, and it's always interesting to see the different things that you
Yeah.
do get picked as based on just a look,
Yeah.
which is always really interesting. How about you?
I would love to play a vampire.
A vampire.
Yes.
Are you a big fan of the Twilight movies?
Not the Twilight. I like Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
Dracula. So I would love to be a vampire, just for the fun of it, and
That would be so fun.
No, Vampires in Virginia is filming in Richmond now.
What's
Are they?
that?
Yes. It's a feature film that they're shooting. It's called Vampires in Virginia.
Oh my gosh.
And I've got a minor part
How
in
do I
it
not know
somewhere.
this?
But yeah, they're always they're only looking for background right now. So,
Okay.
So yeah, I can hook you up with the website.
There we
That would
go.
be
Because I've got a minor role on it, so I'm just
Look
waiting
at
for
this.
Wow.
Making connections.
That's the big thing about this kind of community is networking. I mean,
Isn't it?
You get more jobs just by knowing people than going to an audition.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Speaking of auditions, a lot of people don't necessarily know the type of preparation that actors do, or like the type of internal turmoil that sometimes you can go through as an actor when you walk into an audition room. What is the scariest part for you when you're auditioning?
I get really nervous.
Okay. Why? Is it the people, or is it the
I think I do prepare. I
Mm-hmm.
prepare like days in advance. I lay out my clothes that I'm gonna wear, but I don't know what it's. I think I'm nervous that I won't get the role,
Oh, okay.
and which I think that's normal for
Mm-hmm.
all actors. And when I'm nervous, I feel like my accent comes out more,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing that
Yeah.
I want to not
Tone it
have
down.
my heavy accent, and it's hard.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, is to decrease it or remove it when I need to.
Very good. How about you?
The
Paul?
hardest thing for me actually is getting to the audition early. Maybe my paramilitary is I have to be on time.
Yes.
And so I will leave, I leave myself about at least an hour beforehand. So I make sure I get there because, parking in this area is nuts.
It's crazy.
And traffic is even nuttier. So that's where most of my angst comes, is actually getting to the audition.
Right.
And once I'm there, I'm fine. My coach has taught me that when you walk into the room, just own it. And so I go in every audition saying, I'm going to get the role.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a formality.
Right.
So the actual audition part, for me, is easy. It's just getting there.
It's just getting there. Now, dealing with traffic and everything is always one of the worst things, but I know that Los Angeles has much worse traffic than we do. Would you ever consider moving to a bigger market to continue to pursue this more?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is that something that you think is in the cards for you?
I'm looking at New York City right now.
Wow.
For starters.
Me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, if I can get the roles I want, I'll go anywhere.
Great. Great.
Open-minded.
So how long have you been looking to move to New York?
You know, it's always been the back of my mind. I'm waiting to get an agent, my Screen Actors Guild card, and once I get that, I can take the next step.
Yeah.
So everything I've done in the past 18 months is sort of building up my reel and my resume and my networking people.
Yeah. Very smart.
Yeah.
And you're also looking to move to New York?
Yes.
It's a
well,
big theater town. So
yes,
you could
that's
do great.
why. I'm actually beginning to apply for grad school.
Congratulations.
And so the schools I've been looking at are New York University, Columbia, maybe Yale. I would love to.
What would you like to get your master's in?
Theater.
Theater. You want
Yes.
an MFA?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, I would. The way I see it, to make myself a full-time actor, regional theater is the best way.
Okay, and the regional theater, just for our audience, is the theater that travels?
Yes, theaters that travel, they're part of the union.
Yes.
And that pay weekly.
Yes, absolutely. Do you have any of your credits to go towards Actors Equity yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
So that's
You'll
what
get
I'm
there.
working. Yes.
Yeah, you'll get there. It'll happen soon. Okay, so obviously, we always talk about the idea of like being able to give our younger selves a bit of, advice from an older self, your older self being able to give your younger self advice. If you could go back and tell yourself when you were first starting acting, any piece of advice that you've learned now throughout your journey, what would you tell yourself? Paul?
I would tell myself to not pay so much attention to the script as to the intent of the script. I've got a bachelor's in computer science and a master's degree, so my mind works logically.
Okay.
And when I was taking acting classes at college, I was really bad in college because when I took a script, I would want to do this exactly what it says on the page.
Right.
And it looks stiff. It just does not look natural. So when I get a script now, I read it, I memorize it, but then I just kind of throw it away and put myself in there instead of trying to do exactly what it says on the paper.
Right. Good.
For me, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get a no. My first year, my focus was to build up my resume and demo reel. And I was always afraid to ask my friends for help because I thought it would be like a nuisance to them. But now I'm just like, if they say no, they say no. But at least I asked.
Right.
And I wasn't afraid. So don't be afraid. Go for it.
Don't be afraid. Just follow your dreams.
That's a good thing about having a network of people, is
Yeah.
that we're all going through the same stuff. So, somebody asks you for help, you can relate to what they're going through.
Yes.
And so it's
You'll
easy.
be willing to help. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always really hard to ask for help in any situation.
Yes.
So, I mean, and I know that actors, it can just, you don't want to feel like a nuisance, you don't want to feel like you're being demanding, so I understand that completely.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they don't see you as being that at all.
No, definitely not.
So being an actor can sometimes be really hard, but it can also be great. What is the best part about being an actor, in your opinion?
Being creative and being someone else. When I was little, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a person that fixes machines, and I just want to do all these things. As an actor, you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can be all those things, and I that's why I love it.
Yeah. How about you, Paul? Best part?
I like being on set. I like being able to just do things and interact with other people in ways you don't get to every day in life. I have a full-time job now. I design software, and I sit at a desk 8-10 hours a day. And so, I mean, getting out on set and just being out there and interacting and just not being yourself is really a bonus for me.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing. I have a full-time job, and I work 8 hours, and then during the night, I become completely someone else. Yeah, and I love it. It's
What's the worst part?
the worst part.
That's easy. Worst part is being in holding.
Yes.
I
Actors
agree.
holding.
Just, I mean, I've done a lot of background work, you know, trying to build my resume, and the worst thing is just sitting around and waiting, just waiting, because you're anxious. You want to get out there. You want to do your thing. You want
Right.
to show off, and you just sit there for hours
I know.
and hours with everybody else who's just sitting around for hours, and that's the worst part.
How about you, Luba?
It will probably have to be also the waiting.
Yes.
It's just sitting there. But what I do, I bring a book.
Mm.
Or if I'm working
You always come
on
prepared.
more, yes, when I'm working on more than one project, I
That's one
I
thing
also
you
bring
learn.
my laptop. So I try to keep myself busy, even though when I'm just waiting and waiting.
Right.
But yeah, that's waiting would have to be
I
the
think
worst.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions of acting is that everybody thinks it's such a glamorous life, and when you're put on a set and you're put in holding,
Yeah.
that's not glamorous at
No.
all.
No, yeah, normal people think that it's just you get in front of the camera and you shoot the whole time.
Right.
And even sometimes when you're on set, you wait a long time while they set the shot.
Yes.
And so, I mean, your 30-second scene, you could be standing there for hours,
Yes.
just while they set up and get the camera just right, and get the lighting just right, and the sound. It can be tedious, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can't imagine doing anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
No.
Nope.
so true.
So true. Now, let's say, 10 years down the road, you both are very successful actors and you have the opportunity to get involved in another aspect of production, that's not in front of the camera. What would you pick?
I would probably be a casting director.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. How come?
Because I would want to make the actor feel comfortable.
Okay.
I'll be the type of casting director. I would tell them, don't be nervous.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you succeed,
Uh-huh.
and I will try to make them as comfortable as possible as a casting director.
She's so nice. She's so nice. How about you, Paul?
It's a good question. I think I'd like to get into special effects.
Okay, so in the post-production.
Post-production, I've always wanted to do computer graphics and design, but
And you design computer software as it is now.
right. So that wouldn't be a big stretch for me, but I think that would, be cool to do 3D rendering, and that would be probably what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even though you enjoy being on set so much, I was kind of
do.
expecting you to say that you wanted to be like a director.
No, I can't see myself as a director.
Really?
No.
I could. You could totally run the
I
show.
don't know. Maybe.
I think that would be great. I think it would be amazing to be a director and being able to just have like your vision, like have a whole, like create a world and have it come to life. I'm sure that your theater directors make a world come to life.
Yes.
And that's on stage, and it changes every day because life you can't predict at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
So,
Great. Well, is there anything that you would like to say to your to the audience? Just words of wisdom before we bid farewell?
Probably, like I said before, don't be afraid. Just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, at least you know you tried.
Exactly.
So that's my words of wisdom.
I would say if you're just starting out, get some training, even if it's for a couple of months with an acting, because theater acting and film acting is two different things.
Right.
I learned a lot just about how to act around a camera, how to position yourself, because a lot of film acting and theater acting, it's about where you have to be. It's about not upstaging your fellow actors. It's about not going out of your mark or getting out of your light, because you'll screw up the shot.
Yes.
So there's a lot of other things involved other than just being somebody else. So taking classes, they'll help you to learn how to be a part of the film and act with other actors, because that sometimes can be difficult, because if you get on set with a green actor that doesn't know how to act on set, it can be frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very, very true. Okay, well, we've run through 30 minutes, believe it or not. Thank you so much for both of you coming and just being willing to talk to me and share your experiences on acting and your thoughts. I know that everybody will really appreciate everything that you've said, and the audience, I'm sure, will love it. So this has been Lights, Camera, Action with Allison Howard, and I've obviously been talking to two wonderful actors who have been, worldly and sharing their wisdom and everything. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.